Alright, let's talk about culture today. Now, why is culture so important and why do we misrepresent culture? Why do we misunderstand culture? Most of us do this. Okay, first let's understand what is not culture. Okay, clothing, music, language, art, etc. Even rituals, these are all result of culture. What is culture primarily? It's like this, right? When we were in the caves and we exited and we decided, okay, let's build some huts or let us grow stuff. They observed, women observed things growing and they're like, okay, let's plant seeds here and grow stuff. That is where culture began. Culture is mindset. Okay, if you're talking about a certain type of animal, a certain species of animal, you can say that they have a certain kind of culture, right? Why? Because they have a certain kind of mindset, which we call instinct. But with humans, we have multiple instincts, which is called mindset. Now, what exactly is mindset? Okay, and why does it determine your entire life? Because everything that we know has come from the human mind, right? Everything that's built around you has come from the human mind. So mindset is curiosity, values. What is valued? What is revalued? Okay, like value is what valued in the sense like if I have in my culture. There are so many saints and so many this in Indian culture, and they were not valued. No one really cared about them. But if you look at the Western culture, okay, they cared about each and every stalwart that came their way. They valued him, they revalued him, they evaluated him. People are still looking at the Mona Lisa and wondering what the hell it is. Okay, so that is what valuing your genius is. Okay, allocation of resources. How do you allocate resources? How do you divide stuff? How do you tell people to do what to do? Okay, and long-sightedness. Okay, that's a form of long-sightedness. If you waste all your resources today, there is no long-sightedness, right? And refinement and education. Education is extremely, in fact, the most important because you're learning all these things. In fact, curiosity and values you may not be able to teach them, but a lot of these things can be taught to people, and they are taught to understand and make it better, etc. Okay, but what is all this actually? It's just one word: leverage. Okay, there's leverage over the world. How to do the maximum stuff with the least amount of effort. That is what an elite does. Okay, a poor person may not be able to do that, but mainly because there is no culture. Why do people have so much value, put so much value to degrees? Okay, why? Because you learn a form of leverage. It may be wrong, it may be right, but how else do I evaluate what kind of leverage you have over the world? What you can do and you can't do is through a degree. It's a system we've made. Maybe it's a system we should break, but I'm sure we can find even better systems. But overall, this is how the world works. Now there are elites and then there are the rest of us. What exactly differentiates them? There are two kinds of elites. Okay, one is existential, that is class, and there's material, money. Okay. Now most people are on either side. But both of these are trying to come close to each other. So if an author is an existential elite, right, he thinks and he has nuance over the world. He has these, but he may not have that much money. Automatically, if he's really good, material will come to him, money will come to him, gifts will come to him. It's bound to happen. Right? Similarly, people with money are going to try and go to the existential because after a point they wonder, why do I have money? What's the point of my existence? Etc. And they will try and go towards the existential. So all elites are a combination of this, and this is all a result of leverage. And what does leverage produce? It produces nuance. Okay, leverage produces nuance. Okay, what is nuance? Where you look at the world in a minute manner. You see small things and big things. You see the larger picture. You see the pixel and you see the picture. Okay, and you understand how things work, how colors work, how things go into each other, and how the world works, and more importantly, if possible, how your life works. Okay, so lesser the leverage, lesser the nuance, lesser the control on life, and I don't mean life outside. Even if you have leverage and nuance, you will control life outside also if you want. It's an effort, but control on your life. So it's like this, right? If I have $5 million and it's mine, no questions asked, right? If I don't have the culture, if I don't have the leverage, then I will not be able to use it for certain things, right? I will just drink it away. I will not invest it, I will not use it well and ensure that it lasts me, okay? Or if someone has bigger ambitions, he will not do business well, or he will not expand that money well. So even actually having money is a question of leverage. It's not about whether you've made it, whether you've inherited it. It is all culture related. So any level of elite, whether you want to be existential or material, okay, your idea should be to try and make get leverage, okay, and when you get leverage, you get nuance. You understand when you're running a complex machine, right, and you understand each gear. It's better than if you're just the owner of the factory, okay, and then you expect this guy to do that. If you know everything, right, and you understand everything, you can do it much better, okay, and you can jump into it and do it yourself if required. So simple. This is what culture is. It's much deeper than this actually, and we can discuss that later. But culture is very important, and it is definitely not these things. These things are a result of culture. Once we have sorted our food, once we have long side, we have education, we have things that we are teaching, then from the bottom, okay, or from the existentiality and from the material comes these things, okay, art, music, language, etc. That is the overall this of elite, okay, and the rest of the world, and the importance of culture.